Hello everybody, myself is Ashish and today we are going to see a new development board Tiger. So it's first we'll see its dimensions. Uh, so lengthwise it is around 10 centimeter and its width is around 9 centimeter, little less than 9 centimeter. So it is a 10 by 9 centimeter uh, board. So it is a tiny little board, but it is very powerful. So it has a most of the interfaces which Atmel support. So it is designed for 40 pin Atmega series microcontroller for Atmega 16 and Atmega 32. The major difference between these two are uh, its memory, flash memory. So if your program is bigger, then you can go for Atmega 32 or you can still prefer Atmega 16. So now we'll see the interfaces. Now as you can see here, we have a standard jack, so you can use any power adapter. You can use a 5 volt to 12 volt input voltage adapter, DC adapter. Then there is a L-shaped DB9 connector. Now this DB9 connector is there is a max 232 5 which convert the your serial print into TTL logic. There is a bicolor LED which gives the indication of TX and RX pin. So it is a red and green color LED. Now one of the important feature of this board is you don't need separate programmer. You can use this serial port as a programmer itself. So this part is your uh, programmer circuit. There are few diodes and few resistor. Now you can use a Pony Pro, and since it is multiplex, there is a jumper provided, so you can switch between normal mode and programming mode. So now this is in program mode. So if you connect a pin 1 and 2, then it is a program mode. If you cut short a pin 2 and 3, then it is a normal mode. So in normal mode, you can give your serial print on your Teraterm interface. There is a 16 megahertz crystal. So this is a maximum frequency at which Atmega 16 and Atmega 32 runs. So if you have, let's say if you configure it for internal clock, then you don't have to remove it. You let it be. Keep it as it is. It will run on internal uh, 8 megahertz frequency. There is a matrix switch, matrix keyboard. So now port D is connected to, like, there are two pins of port D. They are connected to UART, one TX and one RX, and rest of the six pin there is a matrix keyboard which is connected. So it is a 3 by 3. So three pins are connected to X axis and three Y. So you can use a 9 pin, 9 buttons, and you can scan and you can use it as an input. This is a reset switch along with LED. Now there is a buzzer which is connected to OC2, that is output compare to. So Atmega 16 has three timers, and you can configure this timer you know uh, for generating a pulse width modulated waveform. Now the standard frequency of any buzzer is around 3 kilohertz. So you can configure your timer to such that it will generate a square wave of around 3 kilohertz at OC2 pin. So this can be used for buzzer. So it is hard coded. It is directly connected on OC2 pin. Now there is a 7 segment display along with dot. So it is connected to port C of microcontroller. Now this 7 segment plus dot. So all 8 pins are used for this 7 segment. So also on same port there is a I2C devices are connected. One of them you can see it is a DS1307. The other one it is not placed yet. It is LM75 or DS1621. So this is a temperature controller. DS1307 is a RTC clock, and you can also use a PCF8583 instead there. And basically, DS1307 it also support external battery. As you can see, I will not place the battery, but there is a uh, socket for the battery, so you can use a lithium 3.3 volt battery. So whenever your board is switched off, when you program time and you switch off and switch on the board, that time your the switch won't get reset. The timer won't get reset. It will still maintain the time and date. So when your board is off, that time DS1307 draws a current from this lithium battery, and it draws less than 500 nanoampere. So it's really very less current. So you can use this battery for very long duration. Uh, Also, it can generate a square wave from 1 hertz to 32 kilohertz, and this square output is on one of the this three header pin. Now if you replace it with, you can also replace it with PCF8583, though it is not exactly pin compatible, but PCF8583 doesn't support a battery, external battery. So if you switch off the board, it will erase all the its content. So there is no battery backup. But the advantage which PCF8583 has is it can generate an alarm. So you can configure program an alarm, and it will give an interrupt to your microcontroller. So that is the one advantage PCF8583 has. But I still go with the DS1307 because of its battery backup. Now the another device, it is a LM75 or DS1621. It is a I2C temperature sensor. You can measure you can read the temperature, and it also gives a interrupt to your controller on one of this header pin if temperature exceeds its threshold value. So you can program the max and minimum threshold temperature range, and if it exceeds, then it gives an interrupt to your microcontroller. Now if you come to port A, now port A is connected to this LCD header pin. There are 16 header pin. So this is for your LCD. Now LCD is work in 4-bit mode. So out of this 8, only 7 pins are routed to this header. So there is this preset is there to adjust the contrast of your LCD. Now I use a 16 cross 2 LCD, and I have this female header. It is a 16 pin header connector, and what I do is I just insert it. So if you solder it well, you really don't need any separate support for this LCD. It can, without any support, it, it will remain. It is very rigid. Now one of the pin